Mr. Chairman, I'm going to reclaim my time. This is not her time, it's my time. You can be quiet as I ask you questions, and then you can answer them. And then you can answer them. I'm not, Mr. Chairman, this is my time, not hers. I'd like to reclaim my time.
Let's make good use of the time, Ms.
Chair
Mace.
I'm making very good use of my time.
Ms.
And you're
Mace
making
has
my
the
point.
floor.
You're the mayor of D.C., and you don't even know your own code of laws. What is a birthing person?
I would assume it's someone who gives birth.
All right. Why don't you use, are these women, are these moms? Do you think it's appropriate to call them birthing person? Can a man birth a person?
They can't define the fundamentals of biology, but they want to control your schools and your government. What you are about to see is the single most absurd piece of testimony ever given in a congressional hearing. We are talking about the complete collapse of common sense. Folks, before we dive into the total failure of leadership, hit that like button and subscribe. We are fighting for sanity every single day, and your support is how we do it. Now, let's get to D.C.
All right, Chair recognizes Ms. Mace from South Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning. The government of the District of Columbia, under the leadership sitting in front of us today, has become a poster child for DEI and gender madness. This has led to government. Mr. Chairman, this is not a concert. This audience can just settle down.
Stop the clock, and the gentlelady's right. Under the rules of the House, the chairman is responsible for maintaining order and preserving decorum in the committee room. I expect audience members to be respectful of the committee, so
I'd like to reclaim my time, too,
Mr.
Chairman.
Absolutely. Ms.
This has led to government-sanctioned racial discrimination and the erasure of women. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 provides Congress plenary authority over the District of Columbia. Using this authority today, I'll be introducing the No DEI in D.C. Act. This bill will rip the DEI and gender bender nonsense out of the D.C. government root and branch, and restore common sense and equal treatment under the law. As the individuals charged with writing D.C. laws, signing D.C. laws, and enforcing D.C.'s laws, we have some questions for you on the meanings of some of the curious terms we have found in the D.C. Code. My first question for Mayor Bowser, it's yes or no. The D.C. Code makes numerous references to, quote, structural or institutional racism. Do you believe the D.C. government is structurally or institutionally racist? Yes or no? Yes or no? Is D.C. government racist, institutionally racist? Yes or no? All right, you can't answer the question. So my next question for Mayor Bowser, since you're going to sit there and placate or just be quiet, in Section 7-1234.02 of D.C. Code, you use the phrase child welfare involved birthing people. Child welfare involved birthing people. Can you explain to me what this means?
I'm not that familiar with that part of the code.
Okay, and so you don't know. In Section 7-1234.02 of D.C. Code, you use the phrase justice involved incarcerated and homeless birthing people and their non-birthing partners. Can you explain to this committee what that means?
Again, I would have to see the whole section.
You don't know. You're literally the mayor of D.C. and you don't know your own code of laws.
Well,
The hero of this story, Representative Nancy Mace from South Carolina, was attempting to hold D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser accountable for the district's radically progressive code policies built on the quicksand of DEI, or diversity, equity, and inclusion. Rep. Mace is championing the No Day in D.C. Act to rip this nonsense out, root and branch, and restore equal treatment under the law. The mayor was already squirming, refusing to answer a simple yes or no on whether D.C. is structurally racist. She then pleaded ignorance when asked to define terms like child welfare involve birthing people. Think about that. The mayor of the nation's capital doesn't know the definitions of the terms written into her own city's laws. But then, it happened. Rep. Mace cut through the political theater and asked the most critical, common-sense question of our time. And I want you to watch the mayor's answer right here.
Well, I don't know.
All right, one thing we noticed the D.C. Code struggles to define is the term woman. So, Mayor Bowser, what is a woman?
I'm a woman. Are you a woman?
I'm a woman. Are you a woman? That's not a definition, that is a deflection. It's an insult to the intelligence of every single American. The D.C. Code has such trouble defining woman that they've replaced it with the dehumanizing pseudoscientific term, birthing person. We know why they can't answer. They cannot define woman, because to do so would expose the absurdity of their entire DEI and gender agenda. If they define a woman based on biology, the entire premise that a man can magically become a woman through pure declaration falls apart.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
I'm a woman. You're looking at one.
Okay, good. You actually, in Section 3-703 of the DC Code, you use the phrase, the intersectionality of gender and race to create unique dynamics and effects. Can you explain what this means to the committee?
Where is that, ma'am?
Section 3-703 of the DC Code. Do you know what that means? No,
could
you
you give
don't
me
know
the
what that means.
title
So
of the-
Chapter 14D of the DC Code establishes
Mr.
the
Chairman,
commission.
I'm happy to answer questions.
Mr.
but
Chairman, I'm going to
can't-
reclaim my time. This is not her time, it's my time. You can be quiet as I ask you questions, and then you can
recognizes
answer them.
Ms.
And then
Mace.
you can
If
answer
you
them.
would give,
I'm not, Mr. Chairman, this is my time, not hers. I'd like to reclaim my time.
let's make good use of the time, Ms.
Chair
Mace.
I'm making very good
Chair
use of my
recognizes
time.
Ms.
There
Mace.
is-
You're
Ms.
making
Mace
my
has the
point.
floor.
You're the mayor of DC, and you don't even know your own code of laws. What is a birthing person?
I would assume it's someone who gives birth.
All right. Why don't you use, are these women, are these moms? Do you think it's appropriate to call them birthing person? Can a man birth a person?
Well,
Be a
that's
birthing
what I
person?
would call it, but I don't write all the laws, and I'm not familiar with every
Can
section.
men get pregnant?
No.
Can men become women?
Can a man become a woman?
Yeah. Can a man become a woman?
Miss
Yes
Mace,
or no? Can a man become a woman? Yes or no?
Miss Mace, I'm not here
Okay,
to
my
talk
next
about that.
question, Chapter 14D of the DC Code establishes the Commission on Reparations and a reparations fund to provide eligible African Americans monetary reparations or other forms of redress. Is it the position of DC government benefits should be provided to individuals on the basis of race?
I believe that the legislation requires a study.
Okay, I'm asking you, is it the position of the DC government that government benefits should be provided on the basis of race?
If you're
is the
referring to
question.
that legislation, I believe it requires a study.
Okay, I'm asking you a question. Do you believe that government benefits should be given out on the basis of race? That is the question. This is the third time I'm asking.
We have any number of benefits programs, and eligibility is
Okay.
established.
You're not answering
per-
any of these
per program.
questions. I'll give it to you. You're slick. In Section 2-1383 of the DC Code, you use the phrase social value of the LGBTQ community business economy to the district. Can you explain what this means to the committee?
It means that LGBT businesses provide economic benefit to the district's economy.
Do you think all businesses provide economic benefit to the DC economy?
They should, or they would be out of business.
Yeah, of course.
This is not about being mean, this is about preserving reality and preserving the integrity of our language. When our government officials are so captured by ideology that they cannot define a basic term like woman, how can we trust them to manage taxpayer dollars or ensure public safety? They are so busy catering to radical activists that they forget the rest of us. This is a government that has prioritized gender madness and intersectionality over competence and transparency. Furthermore, we saw the mayor refuse to commit on the DC government's stance on providing benefits on the basis of race, a reference to their controversial reparations commission. It's all connected. Radical racial policies and radical gender policies, all being pushed under the banner of DEI, and all protected by a failure to define basic terms. This hearing wasn't just about DC laws, it was a perfect snapshot of the battle for common sense happening across America. It's time for citizens, patriots, and conservatives to stand up and demand that our elected officials stick to objective truth, not ideological fantasy. What do you think? Did Mayor Bowser prove Rep. Mace's point about the gender madness in DC? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let your voice be heard. And if you are tired of this political elite ignoring common sense, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. We need patriots on the front line of this information war.